Beautiful day. Catching this. Hey! Get over here! Hey, hey, hey! Good boy, good boy. Good boy, you seen the birdie. Gotcha. There was a desert tortoise out here the other day. On the other side of this wall. I'm sure he's not there anymore. Oh, I don't know. It was a turtle. Could have been somebody's pet turtle that they let go. I don't think it was a desert tortoise, but it could have been. I'm not a turtle expert, guys. Let's see if he's still here today. But, you know, you hate to see something like that out, so you don't want. You know, you don't want kids to fuck it up. Boy, come on. Now, if I was that desert tortoise, would I go up? This is the Pittman Wash. There's a 1/4 mile long tunnel there. You know, extremely cool. I would say that desert tortoise jumped in the creek and went down this way. If it is indeed a desert tortoise. It could be any type of turtle, pet turtle that somebody discarded. It's a good, like 9 inches in diameter shell. Let's see, he could come down here and just wallow in this mud and eat fucking bugs all day. I'm sure he's in the shade though. I'm sure he's fine. Oh, getting a little bit too much sun. This is a very extended walk that we do. It's about 40 minutes, I think. We won't be able to do this in the summer once you start early. Hey, well. Buried 2 of my cats, Manitou and Mana, on this trail. I believe I buried Mana over here somewhere years ago. I don't remember where. It was right in this area, of course. No. We ain't got time for that. Buck! 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 That's a dangerous dog. That's a pit bull there. The lady has him under control and everything on the leash, but the story of it is, if that dog gets off that leash or out of her control and it starts picking a fight with my dog, I will not let that dog harm my dog, because I know that she doesn't have enough money to pay for the dog's doctor bills, so I'll have to put the dog down. That is why I carry my Walther PPK with me. I don't want to do that, but you cannot let the dog, the pit bull, you cannot let that dog injure your dog, because she does not have enough money to pay for the hospital bills of my dog, and I don't feel like trying to chase her down for the money. I just assume pop the pit bull, have the police come, and we'll just go from there. You know, that is why you carry a weapon, gentlemen. First-hand knowledge of why. Like I said, I don't want to do that, but I'm not going to let the dog injure my dog. And that's not to say that my dog couldn't whip his ass. It's not going to go there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my dog's probably got 30 pounds on that dog. We cannot let any injuries happen to my dog. That's just the nature of the beast, gentlemen. Even if my dog is putting a whoop stick on that dog, I may still put it down. Because like I said, we are not going to risk any injury to my dog whatsoever, period. Wait. Does that make sense, gentlemen? Makes perfect sense to me. We had a high school girl in a crosswalk going to the school, got hit by a car by a drunk driver 3 times over the limit. Three times over the limit. Now, three times over the limit. Now, when you're a high school student or whether you're anybody, sometimes I'm not saying this is what happened, but it certainly is a possibility. You know, not paying attention, you're in the crosswalk, you think automatically that everybody's going to stop. It's not the way it works in the real world. You can't, I'm not saying this happened, but you can't bury your head into your phone and not pay attention to your surroundings. Personally, if I was crossing that street, I would have noticed that there was a vehicle coming at excessive rate of speed, because that's what I do. I look around. High school students and other students and other people, they tend to be more interested in their email or their Instagram or their Snapchat or their text messaging or seeing who's calling them. Now, I'm not saying that happened. Maybe she was aware. Maybe she was looking out. Maybe she did think that the guy was going to stop. But he didn't stop. And the girl should have caught that and not been hit by that car. But that's just me. In any case, the moral of the story, guys, is well, there's that dog again. Come on, let's go. We ain't got time to fuck around. The moral of the story is you got to pay attention to your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on around you when you're crossing a street. Just because you're in a crosswalk, maybe the lights were red or whatever, it doesn't matter. I see it every day. They've got a crossing like that at this high school, at Green Valley High School. There their kids are crossing the street, just looking at their cell phones, not really paying attention to what's going on. Anyways, we're gonna let that story. We're not gonna beat a dead horse to death. So. I gotta get a pair of gaiters for my slides. I've got a rock in them. I think the rock fell out right there. It did, I think. Oh, fuck. I was looking. Where's that dog today? Brake left. This is the only part I don't like about this run, is we have to walk along this busy street here. And somebody could have a medical episode or be driving under the influence. So, man, look at this shit. There's 2 little bottles there. I don't know if those are liquor bottles. I mean, little tiny fuckers. I know what a liquor bottle looks like. This looks more like a lotion bottle or something. Go get a car wash today, guys. I believe maybe a Jeep wash. What the fuck is it? Hold on. Boy, it's a long walk. Stop. Oh boy, stop. Stop. Get a drink. This is 15 minutes of fame? Fuck you, it is. It's fucking 40 minutes of fame. Anyways, wow. We're gonna have to start doing that walk earlier because I'm not a big sun guy, guys. I'm telling you. Yeah, I do have sun. We're just doing this enough to. I'm not even gonna do this every time. You know, just get rid of the farm boy tan, and it's working out right to the letter. You know, blocking, and we're gonna order some more of the sunblock. You know, for camping. Probably got half a bottle left. I want to make sure that we're going to be putting that on every time on your face and neck and your arms. And occasionally you'll put the suntan lotion on to get a suntan too while you're riding. Yeah, we didn't do the Caliente trip. Cave Lake, but we're going to be doing it. I decided that I needed, and not only that, it was raining hard on Tuesday, which was the day that we were going to leave. I knew it was going to rain on Monday. You know, I would prefer to leave on Sunday or Monday. That would be the ideal day, and then be back by Thursday or Friday. And, you know, get back to work Friday night would be my ultimate goal. I only go to work for 3 hours a night, gentlemen. I think we can manage that, even after coming back from a trip on a Friday. Although we'll probably get back late, and you wouldn't. If we leave on Friday, we wouldn't get back until late. You know, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe even later. When I come back from a trip, I usually time it so that we miss rush hour traffic when we come into town. So you're either going to come in before 2 o'clock, or you're going to come in after 6:30ish in the evening. So it's usually what I do. All right, guys. Oh, I just had the 6 more pair of pants come in from my manufacturer, and let me tell you something, brothers. These motherfuckers are badder than bad. Most of them, a couple of them are pretty much strictly for riding the motorcycle. I mean, you can wear them, but they're pretty fancy motherfuckers. You know, you're gonna get, you do get seriously eye-fucked every time you go out with these pants on. I mean, you literally can see women and men eye-fucking you from the bottom to the top. As a matter of fact, I told you about, I don't know if I'm going to go there, but had an issue with a girl, and you know, finally the issue straightened out after 2 months, 2.5 months, and there we are with one of these really fucking badass pair of jeans on, and there she is again, fucking me. fucking me. That's okay. I hope it was as good for her as it was for me, because I was fucking her at the same, I fucking her at the same time. Anyways, and the bottom line is they're very badass jeans. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. They're not distressed jeans, you know, with rips and holes in them and fraying and stuff like that. The new style these days is seams, and a lot of them, a lot of stitching on the seams. You know, I'm not talking just your seam on the inside of your leg and the outside of your leg. I'm talking about seams that go across the front of your upper thigh and shit like that. Zippers, you know, multiple zippers above your pocket, on both sides. Maybe zippers on your back of the top of your buttocks. You know, shit like that. Unbelievable pants. I mean, just totally. And these pants fit me like a fucking glove. So, anyways, there's a couple of pair that have rivets on them. One pair a lot of them, a lot of rivets. Then there's another pair that has like, I don't know what you would call them, sequins. They're like plastic stones, I'm sure, above the pocket. You know, like a triple row across the top of the pocket. There's flaps on your pockets on the rear, and there's stones on those flaps. You know, it's quite eccentric. Those are basically for when you ride your motorcycle, but I certainly will wear them out in the general, I will wear them to work. Let's just say that. Anyways, guys, very impressed with the jeans. They are some of the most badass jeans that you will ever see in your entire life. Anyways, we're gonna cut this one down right now, and I am going to go eat brisket for breakfast. So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning-ish, and I'm gonna have fries, brisket, and a biscuit, a honey biscuit that you get with brisket. Anyways, that's it.